A to the K.
To the K.
To the K. We're back. Did you miss us? Did I look at you and I said that? Did you miss us?
Where we gone?
For a week. Thanksgiving, money.
Oh, yeah.
I was being thankful
Yeah.
for the turkey. And I'm wearing a Christmas jumper, and it's not even Christmas.
I mean, we're British, so...
yeah. Still celebrate Thanksgiving.
No, my point is that I thought it was good that you were thankful for the turkey because, like, what else would you be thankful for?
Yeah, I suppose. Thankful for America. they gave us wrestling. They gave us all our top movies.
Gave us Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, not so thankful for that.
Oh, sorry.
Although we just look like
But he's a real American.
a greased up turkey, so it's okay.
You know what I love every year
Go on.
when we're talking Thanksgiving is that picture of Bret Hart with the turkey.
It looks like it, but it is brilliant.
It's every year it just tickles me.
I reckon he probably has tried to put one in a sharpshooter. But
Tried. I reckon he could.
he has, I think. But yeah, one of the other times when Anthony wasn't around, I did a little segment called 10 Wrestlers WWE Should Sign.
Actually, yeah, you've proven to be quite popular by yourself. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, so I was about that.
Like, I feel like I'm lowering the views right now.
I can't help. This face brings in the views, baby.
I just wanted the awkward silence on record.
But yeah, so we did it for WWE, and I was like, yeah, we should probably do that for AEW as well.
Okay.
And probably, if you saw the other one, may or may not be a list of people that we've had on the show that we kind of like, but you'll have to just watch and find out, won't you?
May or may not. Although, you know what, with this one, because you've mentioned AEW and people who should sign, like, every one of them has probably been mentioned, and they've been like, AEW just ruined them. They need to go back to WWE. Like it was their choice. Like it was their fucking choice. And some of them we'll talk about. But it just tickles me because it's like, not everyone can be in WWE, man.
Well, that's it. And anyone who is a listener or watcher of this show knows that, you know, we're not into all that, are we? We're not into the whole tribalism.
No, I just got to be in my bonnet about a particular wrestler and then complain about that.
Yeah. It doesn't matter which company.
No.
You hate everyone equally. And
Basically,
that's fine.
yeah.
But yeah, without further ado, should we jump in with number 10? And I'll pass over to you for number 10.
Mickie James, Carl.
Mickie fucking
Hardcore
James.
Country. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, very unlikely. Right?
Is it though?
Well, she's working with Al Snow at the minute, isn't she? Still.
I mean, yeah.
Right? So she's got some things going on.
So is Layla Gray.
However-
Layla Gray's on TV then.
However, you know, and I'm not even going to sort of go into the whole bin bag controversy element of WWE. I think she's a professional and she would work with WWE again. Like Nick's work with WWE. She's proud
So
of.
British, actually,
Do
wasn't it?
you know what I mean?
The bin bag controversy.
Yeah, what do you call it? Garbage
Trash bag.
bag? Trash bag? Garbage bag?
Trash bag controversy.
Sorry, guys. Like a bin.
I'll bin for you.
Yeah, so I'm not suggesting it's like, oh, she wouldn't want to go back to WWE, and I'm sure people would be like, she should go back to WWE. They'll treat her right like they did last time. But she obviously she knows how to do business.
You friends him as like an abusive ex like boyfriend or something like that. Just a mistake.
I've changed,
man.
But no, Nick's working with them, isn't he? You know what I mean? And it's going well. And she's obviously not like against WWE as a whole. I think there was things that probably could have been handled better. But she's
well, Nick was
all about
on
business.
Christopher Van Vliet, wasn't he? And he was
And Chris was like, "Get off!"
and CVV was like, you know, good Mickey, and he was like, oh, well, you know, never say never in wrestling, but it's kind of like, are you bringing it back?
So Chris was like, "Oh," and he was like, "Oh."
Pretty much how it went down.
Okay, cool. And the fact that you
Felt like I was listening to Cafe de Renee then.
But in terms of the reason I think she deserves to be on this list is because you've got to consider for a company like AEW, which despite everyone's fucking complaining, is still in its infancy. It's 5 years in, and it needs to keep establishing itself.
It's like them parents that refer to like, oh, my 72-month old.
He hasn't even finished
Just a
breastfeeding.
baby.
Like, I feel like
Tony? Or...
you decide. I feel like this would be like, how do I put it? It'd be better for AEW more than anything. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Mickie would be an absolute win for them.
100%.
And add a lot more to their already, like, people want to sleep on this a little bit, but their women's division is pretty fucking stellar.
I'm not sleeping on this.
Right? Do you know? But look, their women's division's actually really quite good, despite the shit they get generally. If you look at their actual roster and you look at some of the storylines, some of the better stuff that's going on there right now, it's the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
And who else than Mickie James could make that better?
That's it.
The icing on the cake, if you will.
She's done it everywhere, hasn't she? But not
On the
AEW.
cake.
So let's see.
On the cake.
I got it.
Fuck off then.
Ass. On the ass. Okay.
So yeah, Mickie James, I think, would be an absolute win, and someone that they should try to, or at least sign is a relative term, isn't it? Work with would be just fine.
Exactly. I mean, I think it's called they should sign, but work with would also work.
No, I'm just saying, like, even if they didn't sign it, I get that this is sign, and I'll stand by that. They should sign it.
Yeah.
But like, even work with, would work.
Yes, yes, it would. So yeah, Mickie James in at number 10. In at number 9, couple haters.
What's his name?
Enzo.
Amore.
That's Amore. I think it's just Enzo now, isn't he? Like N-Z-O.
Ah.
Enzo.
Is it a Z?
I think so. N-Z-O. I don't know.
It's not JZ, is it?
Well, no, exactly. But essentially, this one comes in because you've got a big cast now, haven't they?
I would quite like the reunion.
And they were pretty white hot, to be fair. And I don't know what happened to the AEW tag team division, but I don't like it. They had the Acclaimed, they had the Lucha Bros, they had loads of good stuff going on. And
well, I've heard rumours that the Lucha Bros headed to WWE eventually one of these days.
Apparently Penta's gone. Not to WWE, but he's gone. So we'll see what happens there.
Because it's been happening for like 6 years.
Yeah. I think we've had about 6 episodes like in a row. And it was like, is he going to WWE? No, he's not. Oh, actually, yeah, they've got the laser. They just don't know.
This is the very definition of throwing shit and seeing what sticks, because eventually
Dave Meltzer.
Dave's going to be right.
You say enough shit.
One of these days, they will turn up in WWE and Dave was like, I told you. And you're like, you told us 6 years ago,
if
Dave.
You go back there, the Observer, issue fucking...
They work before the companies.
Yeah. But predominantly this just came from that, because no offense to Jericho, he's a legend. I know people seem to hate on him. It's popular to hate on Jericho at the minute. I don't really get the whole Big Bill Jericho thing. It's not really working out for me. So do you know what? I think Big Bill and Enzo need to team back up again.
I'm not a hater of Jericho.
Couple haters,
like most of the wrestling community is at the minute. But I will side with them on the fact that I think Jericho needs to stop doing factions.
Yeah,
because like that's just heavily what he's done in AEW, and it's like
I think he's reinvented himself too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
it's like, stop it.
Yeah, like he needs to just let something breathe for a bit, because he's had more gimmicks in AEW than he's probably had in his whole WWE.
Who are you?
Yeah. I think he needs to just... That's his next gimmick. He tries to figure out who he is. But yeah, being with Big Bill, it isn't exactly the best gimmick. It's a learning tree or whatever the fuck it is. So.
But obviously copyright safe reunion for Enzo and Cass would be pretty cool.
Yeah. But they're creative enough to come up with another catchphrase or whatever. Name...
we're like just almost the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, about a dime for every time. Like, it just changes to cents instead.
Yeah, exactly. We've had the Hurt Syndicate. Basically the same thing. Why not do it here? But you tell me one crowd chant in AEW. The only thing I can even think of them joining in with was Penta's shtick, and he's gone now. So it's like, well, there's nothing for them to chant anymore.
I know. And do you not think that the audience though were a little bit of fault with that?
Well, yeah. If I make my big fat head out the way here, you look at these guys, New Age Outlaws behind me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, where's that? And that's not even just an AEW. Anywhere. Just don't have it. These guys had it, and I want it back.
That's fair. But I'm just saying, the audience could participate more.
They could, to be fair.
Hangman literally burnt Swerve's house down, and the audience didn't say a word.
Yeah.
How are they not chatting, where's your house? So simple. Does the job. Where's the antagonism? Where's the antagonism, Carl? WWE would be all over it.
Yeah. Where's house?
Thing is, right? We went to WWE and I know obviously the Brits are kind of notorious for their chants. Oh, yeah. We went to WWE live show and the audience were all over it.
Oh yeah.
All over Santos Escobar. I didn't even know Santos Escobar had chants you could have, but we were there for it. Yeah. Right? And I feel like sometimes the audience may be at fault.
When Santos Escobar's got a chant. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Really. But yeah. Enzo, number 9.
100% on board with that.
Get him signed.
Okay, so
Interesting one.
this is honestly, when we started this podcast, I never really thought that I would be this guy. I honestly didn't. But over the years of this podcast, I've developed an affinity for Mr. Corbin. And it's not just because he's a fucking brilliant cook, because he is. If you watch it, I don't mean that kind of cook, I mean food.
Oh, yeah.
If you if you watch on Instagram, he's boss. The things he can do with me, Cal. But Baron, right, he's an absolute workhorse. Right, I was actually low key devastated that they got rid of him in WWE, and he's a strange character, right? And I'm not even trying to. It might even sound like I'm trying to talk shit about him when I say it like this, but like, he was never like the world champion, top of the card guy. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No, man.
Right? He was the guy there who was just working his ass off for the company. He was a company guy. He was putting people over. He did exactly what they asked of him. And who wouldn't want this kind of guy working for your company? You know what I mean? He's an absolute legend, and he didn't get the respect he deserved in WWE. No. I don't think.
Do you know what I think would benefit him as well? Like, don't get me wrong, he did really good as Happy Corbin, did really good as Sad Corbin, all that good stuff. He struggles to convey his charisma, I guess, really well. And in a company like AEW, it's less about that, isn't it?
I mean,
so I think he would.
Yes and no. They have the Rizzler, so you know,
whatever this thing is that he does.
Oh, Carl's mewing. Not that with the kids.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Is that mewing?
Yeah, that thing that he's doing where he's going like this and like this. That's mewing.
Oh, okay.
I believe the idea is to like emphasize your jawline for the ladies. Yeah. That's why he's doing this thing here.
That's why I don't know what that is. I don't have a jawline.
Mine is carefully hidden.
Yeah.
But that's why he was doing.
I have several jawlines.
That's why that kid was doing this thing.
Yeah.
This bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why the kids are doing it. I don't know why they say skibbity either. It's just life. It's just life,
isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. Fuck knows, man. I don't know.
I don't know that from Roblox. You know
but what are we talking about? Oh yeah, but like
Baron Corbin,
skibbity. Hell of a wrestler. And do you know what?
Hell of a cook.
But he's not like
that's his gimmick, chef. Be the chef. Nice. I'm going to cook you.
You're going to get butchered.
Yeah.
Oh, you should team with the butcher and the blade. Oh, right. He could be the chef. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. So like he's not like totally devoid of charisma. He's just not like your top card guy. And that's not. No. It's again not being disrespectful to him. He's really good at making other people look good.
Yeah, and I think if he went to AEW, he wouldn't be the top guy either. I think that's fine.
Yeah,
but like he's a solid worker, and exactly, I think he'd be a good fit. Yeah, Baron Corbin in 8. In at 7, 2 for 1 here. 2 for 1, right?
Two beds.
One Carl. That's what I'm saying. So it's a bit of a cheat, this one, because initially I was gonna be like Lady Bird Monroe,
100%.
Get her on there,
and not just because she's awesome.
Got it. She's had a couple of matches on like Dark and stuff like that in the past, but she's come on leaps and bounds since we've had her on the show. You know what I mean? She's phenomenal. And I thought, well, do you know what?
Leaps in some cases.
Well, exactly. But she's one half of the tag team, the Money Birds, with Gigi Ray, and I was like, do you know what? The pair of them would be great. And there's all this conversation and talk. Do AEW need women's tag team titles and stuff?
Sorry.
Well, right in WWE now. Like people love to shit in AEW, don't they? They've got so many belts, right? Fucking, there's now Women's United States, Women's Intercontinental. They've got women's tag team, which is great. The women's got shit to compete for, and they can get on the show. In AEW, they've just got the TBS and the World. So I was like, well, they should have a tag team then at least. We can have 4. AEW's got an even bigger roster.
I always think, though, because the women's roster is smaller, like in both companies, it makes the tag team division a lot harder to have. WWE are not that great at having a men's tag division, so introducing the women's one is.
But they don't put the emphasis on it. You look at AEW, they've got legit tag teams. And there's people that would make sense. The problem in WWE is they go, well, you've got nothing for you two. You two are going to be a team now. Because I think there's stuff going on there.
They do that.
Where, you know what I mean? Like before Mariah and Mina were feuding, they could have been a fantastic tag team. For example, you've got Mercedes and Camille before them two feud. You know, so they're breaking everyone up, which maybe means they're not going to do a tag team. But if they did.
But they could sign these two and break them up.
Exactly, yeah. But no, I think these two got great potential.
Yep.
We're
Great
massive
potential right there.
massive fans of Lady Bird. We've had her on the show.
Tons of
Scouted from early on in her
Very
career,
early on,
and we fully back her.
And then
Gigi as
we
well,
might try
so-
and speak to her again before she signs with the company and too big for the boots.
Well, exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
I kid.
But yeah, these two definitely two to watch. So if you've not seen them already, go and check them out. They're in like OVW. They're all over Texas. They're everywhere. So check them out. And yeah, I think they'd be great signings for AEW.
100% agree.
Number 6.
This guy.
To the moon.
Thanks for the salty. So I joked with this for a second, and I'll clue you in as to what the joke was there. I said this guy because before, when Carl was showing me the pictures of who were going with it, I didn't fucking recognize this dude. And for those who are listening, it was Cameron Grimes, because he shaved his beard off, and I actually think he looks incredibly more menacing without the beard. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
It's kind of like that one episode of this show that you did without a beard.
I know, right?
And you just rocked up one week and
Never
I was
again.
like, what happened? So I'll find her. I'll link that.
Yeah. But yeah, Cameron Grimes doesn't have a... No, what were we talking about? Cameron Grimes, right? No, it's a difficult one for me because I've never really been a fan of his shtick in WWE.
Yeah.
But I feel like there is potential there.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like he found his groove.
When he was like Trevor Lee, you know what I mean? Pre-WWE
Well, that's the
stuff.
thing. But even so, I don't think he's found what's going to make him. Do you know what I mean? I think he's got the potential to be great. I just don't think he's found it. And this is where I'm like, okay, I'll put him on the list because I think if AEW can sign him and he can maybe explore that potential, maybe we can see the best version of Cameron Grimes or whatever he calls himself now.
Well, that's it. Like, he was...
Is he back to being Trevor?
He's back as Trevor, yeah.
Okay.
I think when he was in TNA as Trevor, he was, phenomenal. I think that was the main reason WWE signed him. And like, jokes all the time, all petite wrestling and whatnot, but his size hurt him, I think, in WWE.
100%, yeah.
So
if you look at the way that they sort of booked him, as like you say, he was... the bits I saw in NXT were him being incredibly scared and dealing with people like Dexter Lumis, who clearly outsized him. So you go, okay, that does not help.
Exactly. He was like, his whole shtick in WWE, it felt like an old school gimmick, like from like the 90s, early 90s, and it was like, just didn't really gel. I think if he could step away from that and just go back to what he does, which is, the wrestling side of things. I think. And
it's mad because they clearly had big designs at one point because he wasn't involved in the $1 million stuff, and then they were like, actually, LA Knight's going to just trounce you.
Yeah,
and we're like, what?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it was a weird time.
That always happens though. They have the big in NXT and they go, we're going to move to the main roster now, and then they just don't do anything with them. But yeah, I think he would fit in nicely in AEW.
100%.
Someone else I think would fit in nicely, another ex-WWE guy, and another one who, again, all petite wrestling, whatever. I think his size maybe held him back a little bit. Is Mustafa Ali, right? And
okay, look, I'm not going to say his size didn't hold him back, but being the leader of Retribution
that
doesn't help anyone. Being anything to do with Retribution doesn't help anyone.
Yeah, that didn't help. But if you've seen any of the stuff he did...
Though, she's done fine.
She has, actually. But if you saw any of the stuff he did post WWE, like this whole like fucking like politician almost thing that he's doing, he's just been killing it, hasn't he? That's
the thing. You know what? Like he's displayed considerably more character and personality since, and maybe he's proven a point, which is good. Light to fire on there, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
But,
and obviously, people will know he was very vocal and unhappy in his time during WWE. Again, he fit right in AEW. I kid. But no, he's someone that I just don't. It's not fair to say he didn't get a fair shake of it. Remember when he had like the glowing hands and stuff like that, and everything? Cool. It was like, ooh, okay. And then he just kind of dropped that, and then it was like the whole Retribution shit. And then
the thing is, though, he's quite like WWE keep playing with the cruiserweight division.
Oh yeah,
right. And then it kind of just disappears. Right, he was made for like 205, wasn't he? And the fast pace cruiserweight style he was made for. And then they just were like, we're bored now. We don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And that's some of the problem. A lot of people were victims of that. Like, Ray got away with it somehow. He's basically a cruiserweight on steroids.
He's a world heavyweight champion. What are you on about?
Fucking world heavyweight champion. To try and pretend like him and Batista was a realistic fucking match. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I honestly think Ali's got big potential. I thought he was going to stick with TNA, but it seems like he didn't really sign with them. He was there for a bit, and now he's just
exploring.
like GCW and places like that. So
you know, when you've had like a long-term relationship and then you have a bit of a breakup and you just kind of play the field a bit. That's what's happening.
so he's just shagging his way around.
Shagging his way around the Indies.
Nice. But no, I think this would be one of the biggest coups that they could possibly pull off. To be fair, I think he could add a lot to the division, especially like the TNT title picture or something like that. So, yeah.
Who's got that now?
I don't actually know anymore. Daniel Garcia. He win it off Jungle Boy.
Okay. Sure.
I mean, Jack Perry.
Sure. Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Like that all. Okay, I don't want to get into that. No.
Okay, let's move on quickly before he gets on the soapbox. So yeah, Mustafa Ali, number 5.
Okay, so this might be a little bit. Do you know what? I don't know. Right, I was going to say this might be a little bit controversial because, like, sorry for those listening, Mandy Sachs, right? But I was going to say, like, she's something that AEW doesn't really have in terms of, like, they've got some fantastic female wrestlers and she's more like the diva style, really speaking. Can wrestle. But then I was like, is that a bit disingenuous when you've got the likes of Mariah May and the like who aren't like, they obviously can wrestle, but they are playing up to that sort of some of their character is being a bit of a diva. So is that fair? So I went back on what I was saying in my head, so I thought I'll just explain that on here.
Did you have obviously Harley Cameron, who's, don't get me wrong, is putting in a shitload of work and stuff like that, but you know, she could be seen as like the diva or whatever.
Well, I suppose gone are the days that you have someone who's just purely a diva. She has that diva look, doesn't she, Mandy? But she obviously put in a lot of in.
Well, that's it. The thing that I was so impressed with her when she went down to NXT.
100%, yeah.
She just gave it all.
Yeah, well, that faction, and Gigi and the other one. It was the last one.
It wasn't.
Don't leave me hanging here.
It wasn't Indy, was it?
No. Who was the last one? It'll come back to me. Anyway,
JC James.
No, don't think it was. Anyway, no, it's gonna bug me. I can't even remember the faction name. It was Toxic Attraction.
Toxic Attraction. Yeah. I'll Google it while you carry on.
Okay. So basically, nonetheless, Carl, I think the NXT run did prove like what she can do, and that is where
JC Jane.
Fuck, you were right. I don't like it when
I think I call it JC James, so wasn't that right? But
don't
you know
like
what
it
I
when
meant.
you're right though.
Just all the time though.
But you looking at the NXT run, right? And she was basically the sort of the. I don't want to say menacing, might not be the right word, but she led that faction and she did a really great job of being that leader. That I do think that she could have a really good place in AEW, and it'd be great to see her wrestling again.
Yeah,
in all fairness,
it really would. I mean, in this time away, she's gone on to do bloody weightlifting and like what you call it, like modeling, but not like modeling. It's like fitness modeling, basically.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
But like she's been like putting in the work, so like body wise, stuff like that, look wise, she's obviously been putting in the effort. But she smashed it when she went back down to NXT. I think she literally only got released because the whole like OnlyFans or whatever it was that she had, which obviously I don't even know if there was a strict on that anymore. But yeah, I think she could.
So weird.
Add a different dynamic, I think, to. It's all about you don't just want a roster full of all the same kind of talent here, and it's great that they've got loads of these like women that can just absolutely kill it in the ring. But then you want something different sometimes.
Well, that's the funny thing though, is like it's not even like she can't go in the ring. Like you'd never go, oh yeah, she's an amazing technical wrestler, and that's no disrespect to her. But as you say, you need a mix, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Like Hogan was never. No, I keep saying that every time I get a chance. Hogan wasn't a good wrestler either, but
yeah, worked. It worked for him in that case. In at number 3,
he got by on his rack as well.
Yes, he did. In at number 3, another friend of the show, Tiffany Nieves, La Princesa herself. Fucking phenomenal, to be fair.
100%.
I am shocked she hasn't already had time with AEW. So anyone who saw the version of this with WWE, we said like Layla Gray and Luke Curtis, for example, would make sense going to WWE.
Yeah.
Because Layla's on fucking AEW and Ring of Honor TV all the time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And it's like, well, I think she'd actually fit in better there. Whereas I think Tiffany, who's, don't get me wrong, has been killing it with NWA and she's been killing it in OVW and everywhere she's gone, really. I'm surprised. Character work alone, I think. Yeah. Imagine Mercedes Moné and Tiffany. Promo battle in the ring.
Honestly, it'd probably be a good feud for Mercedes.
It'd be immense, I think. Obviously, proud of her heritage as well and being able to bring that over to AEW. But just
I think she has that vibe as well of somebody like she has something to prove. Like when we spoke to her, she was like gunning for the top spot. You know what I mean? And it's like you can see that in her, and that enthusiasm is something that I think AEW could sorely do with.
That's it. And from a promo standpoint and her character work as La Princessa and all that, it's great. So it's I guarantee you, for anyone who hasn't seen her in AEW, you know what I mean, or any AEW fan who hasn't seen her, they would love it in AEW. I think.
100%.
You talk about adding something different. This is a whole different mix. I think that AEW doesn't have. I think she would really take off there. But yeah, if you've not seen Tiffany Neves, check her stuff out. She is immense. You can check out our interview with her as well because she is
shameless plug.
Basically. But yeah,
you're gonna link it in the bio.
Check her out. I will actually. Yeah.
Okay.
We need to do these card things more. Where it comes up in the corner, then it's here's that. So we'll card it somewhere. Yeah, Tiffany Neves, La Princessa. Get it, got it. Bueno.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Although again, because of how white you are, I'm
actually pretty red.
You actually, I don't know. You don't say it not that I want you to do the accent, but when you said bueno, it just reminded me of the chocolate because of the way you said it. Even the way I've just said it. Yeah. I don't think we can pull it off. We tried it. She let us do the catchphrase with it. Yeah, I feel like we just made us look more awkward.
Yeah, I feel like we need to say get it, got it, good. You know what I mean? But
well, we're scouts, so get it, got it, sound.
Get it, got it, run. Next one, leggy. I'm gone.
Get it, got it, yeah.
Get it, got it, yeah. So yeah, number 3, Tiffany Neves. Runner up, maybe. Number 2, I don't know. It's not really well, anyway. Number 2.
Penultimate. Mac.
What?
Here comes the money.
What?
This is probably a controversial one. A lot of people think that he's too synonymous with the McMahon family for some reason. That AEW shouldn't sign him. But you know what? In terms of fucking newsworthy stuff, that'd be a hell of a one. He hasn't even involved with them, and it's they passed each other on an airplane one time.
Yeah.
So it's already newsworthy. But at the same time, as much as you either love or hate Shane, he wasn't just a guy who jumped off things when you asked him to. He had a mind for the business.
There's so much more.
He had a mind for the business. And I learned that more so when I watched the Vince McMahon documentary that we don't talk about. Because they really highlighted the relationship between him and his dad and the fact that basically it was I want to do this. And his dad's with my dead body you will. So it's he had ideas and he had a perspective on the way the company should run. And you go, well, is that what you want him for? Is that what you want to sign him for? But I'm well, surely you can't just be Tony.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe someone who's been literally raised in the business would be an absolute asset to the sort of creative perspective.
Yeah.
So I don't think we sign him in ring. But I do think sign him as someone who can help the creative element of AEW. Yeah. I think that's an absolute win.
As you said then, people love to trash AEW about their view figure stuff at the minute. And, they brought it upon themselves by how much they were kind of rub it in WWE's face over NXT, whatever. But the views have been dwindling. It's clear to see that. But cable's dwindling anyway. But you want to get eyeballs back on AEW. You want that demo. Shane McMahon. Forget a fucking Tony Khan announcement. Shane McMahon is rocking up tonight. Yeah. I want to see what happens there. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how you pop a rating. Yeah. Get him there. And, twofold, you'd have him as some kind of on-screen character, with maybe a bit of he's trying to buy Tony or whatever. You could do some storyline with it. But
you just pitched the invasion, didn't you?
Yeah.
He just rocks up. AEW opens.
That's it.
Shane O'Mac stood in the ring.
I now own Ring of Honor. Nah. So you can do something like that. But as you said, he is a phenomenal businessman. He went to fucking China somewhere and fucking started all these businesses. And he said to Vince, you should buy the UFC, and Vince was like, nah. And then look what that turned into.
It all comes back around, doesn't it?
He did Raw Underground. Okay, maybe you can't get them all right?
You can't get them all right.
But I do think he could be helpful as some kind of partner with Tony, not for AEW necessarily, but to be you got your loads of money. Have you seen this potential opportunity? I think they could work together in some way.
If you respect his business acumen, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then occasionally you go, can you jump off that? And you're like, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you could do that occasionally. Forget this whole best in the world. I'm
my quads.
But yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, controversial with Shane McMahon. And you think that's controversial, people are going to lose their minds now because you'll be like, what are you doing? In at number 1, AJ Styles. I said it. Okay. But he's still with the company. He hasn't gone anywhere. How can you say they can sign him? Right. Listen, right? AJ is actually a Vince McMahon guy. I don't care what you say. I don't think Trips likes him. Because I think Shawn Michaels is threatened by AJ Styles. Because Shawn Michaels is a cunt. And Triple H is his best mate.
He's just around NXT.
Right? I wish I could do the RVD. I think. But, but I can't. But, right?
Such a good interview.
But AJ Styles has legit done it all. He's been everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Why not now? Like, what's left for him to do in WWE?
But
He's not going to get the treatment he got under Vince. He will not be a world champion.
This is the funny thing, though, with it, because, like, everyone always looks at WWE, like, fan-wise, we always look at WWE's the it place. Why would he want to go? Yeah. And you go, because he's looking now at the latter half of his career. He's winding down.
Exactly.
And he's going to be wanting to tick some boxes. You wonder why Edge left. Same fucking reason.
Exactly, right? And, you know, people are like, well, the WWE schedule isn't as bad anymore. No, it isn't, but it's still pretty bad. Yeah. In AEW, you can rock up any fucking once, really. You can go back to New Japan. Hi, Cockman. But, no, he legit, imagine if he's got nothing left to prove in WWE. No one ever thought he'd even go there. Not only did he go there, he won the fucking world title there.
And you hit the money on the head?
Hit them.
Is that a thing?
The new premium live event.
Money on the head.
Money on the head.
He's not going to be anywhere near the world title picture anytime soon. Not with what they've got going on. So
no, not at all. I think he's done all he needs to do in WWE. I think it was a phenomenal run, no pun intended. So let's have him rock up in AEW. Let's have AJ Styles and Kenny Omega. Let's have AJ Styles and Will Ospreay. Let's have Ricochet and
AEW though. They don't want them.
I just think it's the best fit. And if it's anyone under WWE contract at the minute where I'd be like, do you know what? I could see them going.
And do you know what? This might be the closest to wishful thinking, really, in this, because he's quite far away from being able to sign with them. But at the same time, I agree with you. When you think of the matches he could have, that would probably...
Got the whole Bullet Club connection.
If we turn around tomorrow and you go, oh yeah, he's with WWE for another 10 years, then we know we're probably never going to get him and Omega and stuff like that. So you go... No. Don't get me wrong, they probably have wrestled at some point.
Well, yeah, they will have done.
I want to see.
They will have been in Japan. We want to see. But yeah, I just think now's the time. Do you know what I mean? So rip your contract up, mate. Get over to AEW.
You've been working out lately, so you got enough muscles to rip that contract up.
Exactly. He was hench, wasn't he? With when he came back,
I don't know what WWE's feeding them, but look at Punk. Punk's hit the muscle mass all of a sudden as well. Yeah. Like they say, all petite wrestling, but I think there's something in the fucking water at the Performance Centre, man.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not going to say what it is, but everyone's really angry.
Yes, they are. So yeah, they were our 10 wrestlers that AEW should sign. If you're still here and we've not made you super angry with all these picks, let us know what you think of these picks. Who have we left off?
And you know what?
Think AEW should
Engagement's engagement. It makes us money. So if you're super angry and you want to bitchy comments, do that too. Okay.
I'm standing on my wallet now. Yeah. All your thumbs downs are, just... They hurt, actually. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, we're still emotionally delicate, regardless of whether it makes us funny.
We have feelings. No, but yeah,
every thumbs down makes Carl cry.
Yeah, more than I already do. But let us know. Did we miss anyone? Who is the uncovered? Who's the naked talent?
Wrestling uncovered.
Who should AEW sign if not on this list? Who would you have them sign? And yeah, thanks for tuning in. So if you're watching this, do the usual, like, subscribe, comment, let us know your thoughts down there. If you are listening to this, download the episode, rate 5 stars and all that good stuff. And by the time it comes out, I'm not going to say it's too late, but I don't think we should promote the Toil Rumble at this point because there's already going to be so many donations. But check out our friends, the Hot Tag Foundation. They're just getting started. The annual Christmas drive is kind of wrapping up now, but they're always looking for donations.
Yeah, like that's the thing. They're not just a Christmas charity, so they're always about
hot tags for life, not just for Christmas.
I like
what I'm saying.
You just got to reach out.
So yeah, check them out. We'll be linking them in all the descriptions, and you
have to look underneath all the links to the interviews that Carl plugged. But they'll be there.
Shut your face. Catch you on the next one.